Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Have you ever reached for that familiar jar on the top shelf and found it just a little harder to twist open than it used to be? Or maybe you've noticed that carrying in all the groceries in one trip feels more like a workout than a simple chore? If that sounds familiar, I want you to know two things. First, you are not alone. And second, this is not a sign of defeat. Think of it as a gentle nudge from your body, a signal that it's time to give our muscles a little extra support. And the most powerful way to do that starts right on our plates. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that affects millions of us as we age, but one that we have the power to change. It's a condition called sarcopenia. Now, that might sound like a complicated medical term, but it's really just the official name for the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that happens as we get older. It's a natural part of the aging process, driven by a few key factors. As we age, our hormone levels shift. Our bodies become a bit less efficient at turning protein into muscle, and we even see a decline in the nerve cells that send messages from our brain telling our muscles to move. This process starts subtly, often in our 30s or 40s, but it tends to pick up speed after the age of 50. On average, we can lose about 1 to 2% of our muscle mass each year during this time. For those of us over 60, studies show that anywhere from 5 to 13% are dealing with significant muscle loss, and that number can climb to as high as 50% for those over 80. But here's why this really matters. Sarcopenia isn't just about the size of our biceps. It's about our strength, our balance, and our ability to live the full, independent lives we cherish. It can make simple activities like walking, climbing stairs, or getting up from a chair more difficult. This loss of strength is a major reason why the risk of falls and fractures increases as we age. A fall can unfortunately be a life-altering event that threatens our independence. In fact, individuals with sarcopenia have a 58% higher risk of fracture than people without the condition. It impacts our quality of life, our confidence, and our ability to do the things we love, whether that's gardening, playing with grandchildren, or traveling. Now, I know that might sound a little daunting, but I want you to take a deep breath, because here is the most important thing I'm going to say today. This is not a one-way street. Sarcopenia is not an inevitable sentence of decline. It is a condition that we can fight. It is treatable, and in many cases, its effects are even reversible. We have incredibly powerful tools at our disposal, and the most accessible, most effective tool begins with what we choose to put in our grocery cart and on our dinner plate. The science in this area has come a long way. Researchers and doctors used to define sarcopenia simply by how much muscle mass a person had lost. But now, the focus has shifted to something much more meaningful: muscle strength and physical performance. This is fantastic news. It means our goal isn't some abstract number on a body scan. Our goal is tangible. It's the feeling of strength when you lift a bag of soil in the garden. It's the stability you feel walking across a busy street. It's the power to get up from the floor after playing with your grandkids. That is real strength. And today, we're going to explore the top 6 foods that can help you build it back, one delicious meal at a time. All right, let's get to the good stuff. We're heading to the grocery store, and I'm going to show you the 6 most powerful, science-backed food groups to add to your list. Think of these as your personal construction crew for rebuilding stronger muscles. First up, we have the foundation builders, lean meats like chicken and beef. When it comes to building muscle, protein is the undisputed king. And lean meats are what we call complete proteins, meaning they provide all 9 of the essential amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, that our bodies can't make on their own. But there's one amino acid that's the real superstar, the foreman of the construction crew. It's called leucine. Think of leucine as the master switch or the spark plug that ignites the entire muscle building process in your body. As we get older, our muscles can become a little resistant to the signals to grow, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. Leucine helps overcome that resistance. Research suggests we need about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine at each meal to really flip that muscle-building switch on. And this is where lean meats shine. A single 3-ounce serving of cooked chicken breast, about the size of a deck of cards, packs around 2.25 grams of leucine. A 3-ounce serving of lean beef roast provides a very similar, powerful punch with about 2.3 grams of leucine. These foods also provide other crucial nutrients like iron and vitamin B12, which are vital for energy production and keeping us feeling sharp. The key here is to choose lean cuts to get all the protein benefits without excess saturated fat. Look for cuts with loin or round in the name, like sirloin or tenderloin. For ground beef, aim for 90% lean or higher, and with poultry, removing the skin makes a big difference. Now, I know a common challenge can be chewing tougher cuts of meat. The solution is simple. Embrace ground meats and slow cooking. Ground chicken or beef is incredibly versatile and easy to chew. And using a slow cooker can turn even tougher, more affordable cuts of beef into a melt-in-your-mouth, tender meal. For a simple, low-effort meal, try a 1-pan lemon herb chicken and veggies. Just toss some chicken breast pieces with chopped broccoli and carrots on a baking sheet. Drizzle with olive oil, lemon juice, and some dried rosemary, and bake at 400 Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes. Minimal cleanup, maximum nutrition. Or, for a comforting meal, a slow cooker beef and vegetable soup is perfect. Just combine lean stew beef, low-sodium broth, and your favorite vegetables like carrots, celery, and potatoes, and let it simmer all day. Next on our list is a true superstar of the sea, what I call the triple threat, fatty fish, with a special spotlight on salmon. Salmon is a powerhouse for 3 critical reasons. First, just like lean meat, it's loaded with high-quality, easily digestible protein to build and repair muscle tissue. Second, it's one of the best sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These healthy fats are potent anti-inflammatory agents. This is incredibly important because scientists now believe that a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation, which some call inflammaging, is a major driver of accelerated muscle loss. Omega-3s help calm that inflammation, creating a better environment for your muscles to thrive. Some studies even suggest omega-3s can make your muscle cells more sensitive and responsive to the protein you eat, making your meals even more effective. And third, salmon is one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D. We often call this the sunshine vitamin, and it's absolutely crucial for muscle function, strength, and balance. Many older adults are deficient in vitamin D, which can directly contribute to muscle weakness and an increased risk of falls. So, getting it from our food is a huge bonus. The recommendation is to aim for 2 servings of fatty fish per week. Now, you might be thinking about mercury. It's a valid concern, but I want to put your mind at ease. The FDA and EPA have created a helpful guide, and salmon is consistently on the best choices list, meaning it has very low levels of mercury and is safe to eat multiple times a week. Other great choices from this list include canned light tuna, shrimp, cod, and sardines. Cooking salmon doesn't have to be complicated. Here's a foolproof baked salmon for 1 or 2 recipe. Take a 5 or 6 ounce salmon fillet and place it on a piece of aluminum foil. Drizzle it with a little olive oil, squeeze some fresh lemon juice over the top, and sprinkle with dill or parsley. Fold the foil into a packet and bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until it flakes easily with a fork. It's tender, juicy, and requires almost no cleanup. And don't forget about canned salmon. It's a fantastic, budget-friendly option that's just as nutritious. You can use it to make salmon salad for a sandwich or mix it into a pasta dish. Our third food is one of the most humble affordable, and versatile foods in the entire grocery store. The incredible edible egg. I like to call eggs nature's perfect protein package. Here's why. The protein in eggs is what's known as highly bioavailable. This means your body can absorb and use it incredibly efficiently for muscle repair. Each large egg contains about 6 grams of complete protein, including a solid half gram of that all-important muscle trigger, leucine. For years, eggs got a bad rap because of cholesterol, but modern science has largely put those fears to rest for most people. In fact, the yolk is where you'll find many of the key nutrients, including muscle-supporting vitamin D and vitamin B12, which is essential for nerve function. The beauty of eggs for seniors is threefold. They are affordable, they are incredibly easy to prepare, and their soft texture is perfect for anyone who may have difficulty with chewing. There are endless ways to enjoy them. Hard-boil a batch at the beginning of the week for a perfect grab-and-go snack, or to slice over a salad. Scramble a couple of eggs with a handful of spinach for a nutrient-packed breakfast. Or whip up a simple omelet with a sprinkle of cheese and some finely chopped bell peppers. They are a quick and easy way to add a high-quality protein boost to any meal of the day. Moving on to number 4, let's talk about a dairy aisle champion, Greek yogurt. And yes, there is a big difference between Greek and regular yogurt when it comes to muscle health. What makes Greek yogurt a creamy powerhouse? It's all in the process. Greek yogurt is strained multiple times to remove the liquid whey. This simple step makes it much thicker and tangier, but more importantly, it concentrates the protein. A typical serving of plain, low-fat Greek yogurt can contain up to twice the protein of regular yogurt. We're talking about 15 to 20 grams of protein in a single serving, which is phenomenal. This also means it's more concentrated in leucine, with a cup of Greek yogurt providing around 1.2 to 2 grams of this key amino acid. On top of that, it's an excellent source of calcium, which is vital not only for our bones, but also for proper muscle contraction and nerve function. And the live probiotics in yogurt are wonderful for supporting a healthy gut. The key is to choose plain Greek yogurt. The flavored varieties can be loaded with added sugars that we just don't need. But plain doesn't have to mean boring. You can easily add flavor and natural sweetness yourself. My favorite way is to stir in a handful of fresh or frozen berries, which also adds fiber and antioxidants. A sprinkle of cinnamon, a tiny drizzle of honey or pure maple syrup, or some bun-sweetened applesauce are also delicious options. Greek yogurt is incredibly versatile. It makes a fantastic breakfast base topped with fruit and a few nuts. You can blend it into smoothies for a creamy protein boost, or use it as a healthy, protein-packed substitute for sour cream on a baked potato or for mayonnaise in chicken or tuna salad. Our 5th food group proves that you don't need to spend a lot of money to build strength. It's time to celebrate the humble heroes of the pantry, lentils and beans. These members of the legume family are true nutritional workhorses. They are packed with high-quality plant-based protein, are an outstanding source of dietary fiber, and are loaded with important minerals like iron and magnesium. Fiber is particularly important as it helps with digestion, supports heart health, and helps you feel full and satisfied. In terms of protein, they are impressive. 1 cooked cup of lentils delivers about 18 grams of protein and 1.3 grams of that muscle-triggering leucine. A cup of cooked chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, offers about 15 grams of protein. While they don't have quite as much leucine as animal sources, they are a fantastic, heart-healthy, and budget-friendly way to meet your protein needs. One of the best things about lentils and beans is their convenience and affordability. Dried lentils and beans can be stored in your pantry for ages, and canned versions are ready to go in an instant. A quick tip for canned beans: always rinse them under cool water before using. This can wash away up to 40% of the sodium. If you're using dried beans, Soaking them for a few hours before cooking can make them easier to digest. Lentils are particularly great because they cook quickly and don't require pre-soaking. A simple one-pot lentil soup is one of the easiest, most nourishing meals you can make. You can cook a big batch on the weekend and freeze it in single-serving containers for quick, healthy meals throughout the week. Just sauté some onion, carrots, and celery in a pot. Add a cup of rinsed lentils, 4 cups of low-sodium vegetable broth, a can of diced tomatoes, and some herbs like thyme and cumin. Let it simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes until the lentils are tender, and you have a hearty, muscle-supporting meal ready to go. Last but certainly not least on our list are the nutrient-dense nibblers, nuts and seeds. Don't let their small size fool you. We'll give a special shout-out to 2 varieties. First, walnuts. Walnuts are unique among nuts where their high content of an omega-3 fatty acid called ALA, which is fantastic for brain health and fighting inflammation. Second, almonds. Almonds are a top source of vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect our cells from damage. The most important thing to remember with nuts and seeds is portion control. Because they are rich in healthy fats, they are also calorie-dense. A healthy serving is about a small handful or 1 ounce per day. Now, what if you find nuts hard to chew? There are great solutions. First, nut butters, like almond or peanut butter, are a fantastic option. Just look for brands with no added sugar or hydrogenated oils. Second, you can easily soften nuts by soaking them. Simply place a handful of raw almonds or walnuts in a bowl, cover them with water, and let them sit for a few hours or overnight in the fridge. Then, just rinse, and they'll be much softer and easier to chew. This process can also make them easier to digest. It's easy to incorporate them into your day. Sprinkle some chopped walnuts or slivered almonds over your morning oatmeal or Greek yogurt. Add a tablespoon of peanut butter to a smoothie, or simply enjoy a small handful as a satisfying afternoon snack. Okay, let's do a quick recap of our Strength Building 6. We have the Foundation Builders, lean meats for that top-tier leucine. The Triple Threat, fatty fish like salmon with protein, omega-3s, and vitamin D. The Perfect Protein Package, eggs, which are affordable, easy to chew, and super efficient. The Creamy Powerhouse, Greek yogurt for a concentrated dose of protein and calcium. The Humble Heroes, lentils and beans, the budget-friendly, fiber-rich champions. And the nutrient-dense nibblers, nuts and seeds, for healthy fats and antioxidants. By weaving these foods into your weekly meals, you are giving your body the exact raw materials it needs to fight muscle loss and build back strength. Now, while this powerful diet is your #1 tool, it works best when it has a partner, and that partner is movement. Think of it this way. The protein and nutrients from these foods are the bricks and mortar for building muscle. But exercise is the signal that tells the construction crew where to start building. The best type of exercise for fighting sarcopenia is resistance training. This doesn't mean you have to become a bodybuilder. Resistance training simply means making your muscles work against a weight or a force. This can be as simple as using resistance bands while sitting in a chair, lifting light hand weights, doing bodyweight exercises like chair squats, or even just carrying your groceries from the car. The goal is to challenge your muscles gently and consistently. When you do that, your body sends out a powerful signal. We need to be stronger. And then it uses the wonderful protein from the foods we just talked about to answer that call. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge something really important. Knowing what to eat is one thing. Actually doing it, day in and day out, can come with its own set of challenges, especially as we get older. I hear you, and I want to offer some practical solutions. Challenge number 1. The cooking for one blues. Cooking a full meal for just 1 or 2 people can sometimes feel like more trouble than it's worth. It's easy to lose motivation. The solution? Cook once, eat many times. Embrace batch cooking. When you make that one-pot lentil soup, make a big pot. Then portion it out into single-serving containers and freeze them. You'll have a healthy, homemade meal ready to go on days you don't feel like cooking. Another great strategy is using one-pan or sheet pan meals. Tossing a piece of chicken or salmon with some vegetables on a single baking sheet means a delicious meal with minimal cleanup. Challenge number 2, flavor without the salt. As we age, our sense of taste can change, and we might find ourselves reaching for the salt shaker more often to make food taste good. But there are so many wonderful ways to create incredible flavor without adding a single grain of extra salt. Get friendly with your spice rack. Garlic powder and onion powder, not the salt versions, are fantastic basics. Herbs like rosemary, thyme, oregano, and dill add incredible depth. A squeeze of fresh lemon or lime juice at the end of cooking can brighten up any dish, from fish to chicken to vegetables. And don't be afraid to experiment with spices like smoked paprika, cumin, or a little curry powder. These are your new best friends for creating vibrant, exciting flavors. Challenge number 3. When chewing is a challenge. Dental issues, dry mouth, or just general difficulty with chewing can make high-protein foods seem off-limits. But they don't have to be. We've already touched on many of the best options. Remember to lean on these soft-textured protein powerhouses. Ground meats in soups, sauces, or meatloaf. Slow-cooked meats that are fall-apart tender. Flaky fish like salmon or cod. Eggs, scrambled, poached, or in an omelet. Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. Mashed beans and lentils, like in hummus or a creamy soup. Smooth nut butters and silken tofu blended into smoothies or sauces. There is always a delicious, protein-rich option that can work for you. Before we wrap up, I need to share a very important message. This video and the information in it are for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Every single one of us is unique, and our health needs are different. So before making any significant changes to your diet, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your doctor or a registered dietitian. I want to highlight one crucial example of why this is so important. Throughout this video, we've talked about the benefits of increasing protein intake for most healthy older adults. However, for individuals who have chronic kidney disease, or CKD, the advice is often the exact opposite. People with CKD who are not on dialysis may need to limit their protein intake to protect their kidneys from working too hard. This is a perfect illustration of why personalized advice from your healthcare team is non-negotiable. They know your health history, and they can help you create a plan that is both safe and effective for you. Taking control of our health as we age is one of the most empowering things we can do. It's not about trying to turn back the clock. It's about making sure that every year we have is filled with vitality, independence, and joy. The ancient Roman poet Martial once said, "Life is not merely being alive, but being well." And being well means having the strength to engage with the world, to pursue our passions, and to be there for the people we love. The journey to a stronger you starts with a single step, a single choice. Every meal is an opportunity to invest in your health, to build your strength, and to nourish your independence. You have the power to do this. And you're not on this journey alone. We are a community, so I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite muscle-building meal or snack? Share your tips and simple recipes in the comments below. Your idea might be the perfect inspiration for someone else watching today. If you found this video helpful and empowering, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps others find this information. And don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you won't miss our next video on living your best, strongest life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Be well, stay strong, and I'll see you next time.